Hi you guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so excited for this video today because we are going to be getting into all about goal setting, manifestation. I'm just gonna take you through a step-by-step guide on how to get exactly what you want. And so make sure that you stay until the end of this video because I just know that you're going to leave feeling so much more motivated and inspired. So let's just get into it, shall we? I'm first going to start with a little background. I have my laptop here, by the way. I literally wrote down all of this information on a Google Doc so I don't miss anything because there's just so much to say. I really recommend getting a snack, a cup of tea, because I can already see this video being a little bit longer than usual. My life looked so different even just 6 months ago. It's kind of crazy, honestly, the more that I think about it. I was also going to put off filming this video because I still have so many more goals that I'm still working on, and I was like, no, we're not gonna do that because at the end of the day, I know that this method works. I know that manifestation is real and anyone can do it. I don't care where you come from, what your background is, you can manifest anything that you desire. I've seen it with the people around me, I've seen it within myself, and although I have things still brewing, goals still in the works, so much has happened even within these past 6 months. I am just so proud of myself because at the beginning of the year, I really set goals for myself, and I'll get into my whole routine in a second, but I really sat down and decided that I was going to change my life. And I've been dabbling with manifestation for years now, off and on, but I feel like I didn't fully commit until 6 months ago. So I have been actively working on these goals, and before I decided to really make a change, I was living with my parents, which I am so grateful for them. They are literally the best and they have supported me so much, but I was living with my parents. Of course, when you're 26 years old, because that's how old I am, I turned 26 and I was like, how am I still here? Granted, I was, in school getting my bachelor's degree and there was a lot going on. My girlfriend we were doing long distance, but I was like, I don't want to be here next year. I really don't. My birthday's in December. I decided at the beginning of the year, in January, I wanted to make a change, and then in February, I found my dream apartment. If you know me, I've struggled with mental health issues my entire life. I talk about it often on this channel, and of course, I still struggle from time to time. It's literally a part of life. No human is perfect, and this stuff just happens from time to time, but I was such in a really bad mindset for a really long time. I pretty much had mental health issues since I was 6 years old, and I say 6, it could have been before that, but I always say 6 because that was the year I feel like when I really started to remember stuff about my life. But I just remember being that age and saying like such horrible things about myself and my body, something that no 6-year-old should go through. I struggled for a really long time, off and on, up until recently, honestly, and I have been really putting in a lot of work over the past, I want to say 5 years, but recently it really started to change. And I was so anxious and depressed pretty much throughout my entire adolescence. I barely showed up to school from 3rd grade to pretty much graduation, me graduating high school. I missed so many days of school each year because I was so mentally ill, to be honest. And I didn't realize at the time how bad it was until like now, reflecting back. And I just want to give that past version of myself a hug. Just the biggest hug in the world, because she was going through a lot in her head. I am just so grateful though, in a way, for those moments, because I believe that I was supposed to have those moments so that I can talk about it with you today. And I have evolved so much as a human being, and that's what life's about. You know, contrast is so important in life, and I'm not saying that when you set these goals and you start working for them and you get the goals, because that's going to happen, that life just turns perfect, because that's not it. And honestly, we don't want it to be that way, because without contrast, there would be literally no room to grow as human beings. We need contrast to understand what we don't want in our lives and what we do want in our lives. And also, contrast really helps with helping us understand what we need to heal within ourselves, whether it's an external force or a situation that's out of our control, or maybe it's our own feelings that, you know, we got those low vibe feelings that come to us from time to time, and those really show us who we are and what we can heal from. And so I think all of this, before we get into it, is about enjoying the process and understanding that where you are right now, you're here for a reason, but you don't need to be stuck here. If you are looking at your life and you're like, I don't want to be here, you can make the change. You can take control of your life and truly make a change. Specifically over the past 6 months, I've manifested this apartment, which I love this apartment so much. I've manifested running 2 races. I finished my first half marathon. I manifested that discipline to get that done. I manifested my college degree, which has been in the works for years, but like, just goes to show that sometimes it's a process. But this year I received my degree, which is just such a huge accomplishment for me. And then before even this year, you know, like I've said, I've been practicing manifestation for a while now. I manifested the love of my life, my partner of almost 5 years now. And I remember when I was really looking to find someone that I could share my life with. I'm laughing because like there was a time that I genuinely thought that I wasn't going to find anyone, which is just so silly to me. But I remember sitting down and literally writing out the specifics of what I wanted, which that is a method that we'll get into in a second. But when I was really clear about my goals, it's crazy how fast things can happen for you. And it's also crazy how fast things happen for you when you decide that you want more for yourself. I've manifested love. I've manifested trips. I've manifested moving to Paris for 3 months. I've even manifested this vlogging camera. But some of the most valuable things that I have manifested in my life are not external items. I've manifested healing. I've manifested more confidence, more discipline, more love for myself, more self-love. It's so important. I think it's just amazing what you can do when you decide that you deserve more and that you truly are capable of anything. And like I said, I have so many more goals that I am reaching for. When you complete one goal, okay, great. You don't have to stop there. And I think that's what makes this so fun, is that this is an ongoing process. This is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And that's what makes it so much fun, because we are continually evolving and growing. And it's crazy because this is my dream apartment. And in my head, before I manifested this, I couldn't even imagine like moving out in a few months, and then I did. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I'm so grateful for this, and I love being here, and I can't wait to be here for the next year or two. But I know that now, okay, I achieved this, so there's going to be something even better for me later on. And when that time is right, it's going to happen. But right now, I'm just like so grateful for this, what I have right now. And so a lot of people think that when you're manifesting, it's literally you're just wishing and waiting. You're just writing down what you want and then you just wait for it to happen. But that's not how it works. Action is such a important step to all of this. And so I'm going to really get into what I did to manifest. Like, I pretty much completed half of the things that I've wanted to manifest this year. And so I'm still obviously at the end of the year. I can't wait to make another video about this and share with you more stuff. But there's so much more to manifesting than just literally waiting for it to happen. So let's get into the steps now, because there's quite a few. And honestly, I think everyone's routine is different, but I think that it's important. Take what resonates with you. This is what works for me. This is what I do. And I am really excited to share it with you. So while yes, you can trust that the universe is on your side and that anything is possible and that life is working for you and not against you, it's really about getting energetically aligned with your goals and also putting forth actionable steps to achieving those goals. Because if you're not taking any action, it's going to be really hard to get to where you want to go. So the first step before anything is shifting your mindset. And it's literally all about mindset. If you think about manifestation and goal setting, it's psychology and it's energy. It's really mindset and energy. And that's what manifestation is. You are made up of energy. I am made up of energy. This whole world is made up of energy. And so whatever energy you are giving out, it's going to come right back to you. So if you are putting out positive, loving, good ass energy, that's going to come right back to you, and you're going to manifest situations that will feel that way. If you are putting out bad vibes, I mean, you're going to get that right back. So it's really all about energy. And I know a lot of this can be like woo-woo and all that, which I am all for. I love that stuff. But if you're not into talking so much about the woo-woo side of it, I would check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has books, he has podcasts, he has speeches all about this topic. And I like him a lot because he is very realistic. He talks a lot about science-based evidence. So that is something to keep into account. But it really is, it's starting with understanding that you are capable of anything. You deserve the best. And I don't care what mistakes you've made in the past. We are all human. We've all made mistakes. You are able to change your life. You need to understand that you are worthy of more and that you're capable of accomplishing anything that you set your mind to. And I think that starts with getting out of a victim mindset. It sounds a little harsh, but that is honestly like what you need to do in order to take control of your life. And you can't control outside forces. You really can't. You can't control other people. You can't control outside circumstances, but you can control how you react to things. And I think it's so common to be in a victim mindset, even when you're not necessarily aware of it. When you have the mindset of course that happened to me, why does nothing work out for me? Or you even let people dictate the way that you feel about yourself. That is being in a victim mindset, and that is not going to be productive, and that's not going to help you get to where you want to go. This is really the time that you need to start rooting for yourself. You need to put all of the external circumstances aside, because at the end of the day, you can't control that. It's easy to think in those moments like, nothing works out for me. But actually, even the contrast in life, it's working for you in your favor, because you're able to learn more about yourself and grow. And like I mentioned previously, so it really is like everything is working out for you. And when you have that perspective, it doesn't make things so horrible because you understand like, oh, I manifested this situation into my life. What is it showing me? What can I learn from this? Because every situation, I don't care how big or small it is, you can learn from that situation and you can grow. So I think that is so important to know. And no, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to be this perfect Zen person. I'm absolutely not. I still am figuring out things every single day. It's part of the process, and you'll learn more as you go on, but at least start with understanding that you are worthy of more and that you are the only one that will change your life. Next is the fun part. This is when we get into like the nitty gritty of goal setting, but we are now going to write down everything that we want. Every goal that we want to accomplish, this is our time to write it down. And you can literally list it in bullet point format. You don't have to do anything crazy. We just need to brainstorm and get clear about what we even want, right? Like sometimes we don't even know what we want. And so what I really like to do is I have my own manifestation journal specifically for manifesting and goal setting. Just get a book or a journal where it's specifically your manifestation. So that way, each time you open up your journal, you're seeing, you know, inspiring things, motivating things that you want to accomplish and achieve, and maybe even stuff that you've already accomplished. So it's really cool to look back at those things. But yeah, we are first going to just write down what we want, and I just do bullet points. The next thing that is really crucial, on a separate page, you're going to take each goal that you wrote down, and then you're going to write down the action you're going to take for each of those goals. So for instance, maybe you want to manifest a new job. An action you can take for that goal is, okay, I'm going to send out 3 resumes a day. Or maybe you want to get a new home or apartment. When I was manifesting this apartment, I literally went on Zillow every single day. I did my research. I made sure that I was actually sitting down and taking the actionable steps to do it, because I knew that I was going to be able to do it. This is why step 1 was important. You need to know that you are going to get the goals that you want, and you have to believe in yourself. So now step 2, it's like, okay, I know that I'm going to eventually get this. I need to see what I even want in an apartment. I need to do my research. And again, you don't need to have it all figured out. If you're like, I don't even know what actions to take, just start with something small. And it could just simply be logging on to Zillow. That is a very like common sense idea that you can literally do right now. And it's honestly like a snowball effect. When you start taking action and you start aligning yourself energetically to that goal, that's when just like new ideas will flood into your brain. And it's so important to follow those ideas and those gut instincts. If they feel really good to you, immediately take action, because that means that you're on the right path. So for instance, an example of this, I actually have a few examples, so just bear with me, but I want to mention them because it shows that the process works. When I was looking for apartments, like I said, I had an idea of what I wanted, but until I took the action to like do my research and look at different areas and see where I could get the most bang for my buck, that's when I literally was like, oh, okay, I understand more. So you get more clear during the process. So I was checking Zillow like every single day, and it's funny because this apartment I didn't even find on Zillow. It wasn't even listed anywhere. My Google search literally just recommended this complex to me, and I saw it and I just immediately just had this feeling like this is it. Before even like, I don't know how to even explain it, and sometimes like that just happens. Like magical things just happen. Look at the world around you. Like all of this is magic. I think we tend to forget that. And so it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just literally followed my instinct, and then I scheduled an appointment to come tour the complex, and then literally a few days later we got approved for the apartment. And I would have never gotten this apartment if I had not, or even found the complex if I had not taken those initial actionable steps. Another example is with this vlog camera. It was over a year ago, I was filming on my phone, and I was filming also on this really chunky like photography camera that I had literally since I was in middle school. And I remember thinking like, oh, I just want a vlog camera. Like it would make this experience so much easier. And I'm gonna manifest a camera. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's gonna happen. And I remember that I was just saving a bunch of posts on Pinterest of this exact camera that I have now. But I was like, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's gonna happen. And so I remember literally a few days later, I was on YouTube and I came across this creator who she was promoting her Ko-fi account, which Ko-fi is basically, and I think that's how you say it. To be honest, I don't even know. Ko-fi, I don't know. It's a platform where creators can receive donations from their fans or literally anyone. She gave me that idea and it's just so funny because I was like, trying to figure out a way. I knew that at that moment I couldn't afford a camera. Again, got that gut instinct and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing. Why not? Like, I create videos literally for free. I put so much time and effort into videos and I feel comfortable doing this and I'm not gonna pressure anyone. Like, of course you're not gonna do that. But I was like, if something comes of it, then that's great. If nothing comes of it, that's great too. I created the account and then I basically just said like, hey, I'm looking to raise money to get a new vlogging camera so that I can make more high quality content. If you want to donate, I would be so grateful, but absolutely no pressure. And then I just kind of promoted that on my social media platforms, on Facebook, and so many people donated. It was actually mostly people who know me in my personal life and who I love dearly as well. And I was just so grateful for anything, whether it was $10 or $20, but there was one specific person who I had only met once in my life. Like, I had talked to her once and she was a friend of a friend and she donated $300 just because she believed in me and she said that I have helped her on her journey. And that is something that I will remember for the rest of my life. And I just remember thinking like, this world is so crazy and people can be so kind if you choose to see the good in people and if you choose to see the good in every situation. I was able to get my vlogging camera and just because I took the actionable steps to make that Ko-fi account and just put myself out there. And sometimes it's about asking for help. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Every successful person who has got to where they are today had help along the way. You are crazy if you think that you're not going to get any help. Another example is, just real quickly, when I manifested my girlfriend, I had to go on a lot of dates with people who weren't right for me before I found my person. So the universe is always presenting the answers to you. When you get an idea that feels good, just take the action and it will lead you to where you want to go eventually. And you might manifest some lessons along the way, but that is perfectly normal and that is fine. And it doesn't mean that the process is not working for you. There's definitely going to be road bumps that hit you and you might get off track. Just get right back on. That's all that matters. You just don't want to let anything get you down for too long. It's okay if it does for a second, but just get right back on track and you'll be great. Okay, so after you've done that and you've written down the actionable steps for each goal, you're then going to write a timeline. And I think this is really good to support the actionable steps because it kind of holds you accountable a little bit more. And I got this idea actually from Alexis Sparks here on YouTube. Either get a calendar, like a digital calendar, or you can just write in your journal. I don't have an example for you right now, and I also don't feel comfortable sharing my own personal stuff that I'm currently manifesting yet. I will totally share that with you guys in the future. That's another real quick tip. Don't feel like you need to scream your goals to the rooftop. I actually recommend keeping your goals to yourself so that you can work in peace and you don't have any external opinions kind of blocking you. Just write a timeline for yourself. So I'm gonna use Alexis's in one of her videos because I really do like her content. Go check her out. She's really cool. She wrote, I think that she wanted to go to a fashion week event or something like that. And so she put down that she was going to, by March, obviously this was like the beginning of the year. In March, she was going to start contacting people. She is going to buy her plane ticket to New York Fashion Week, even though she didn't have anything set up yet. She was just going to take actionable steps. And so she just gave herself a time frame of when she was going to do each action. Maybe you're also trying to be a content creator. Okay, by this month you're going to have X amount of content uploaded. And so it's just stuff like that to kind of hold you accountable. Okay, and now that we've kind of set up a structure, it's time to just like feel good. So what I really like to do is scripting, and this is where the I am statements really come in handy. You want to talk like you already have that thing, like you are already the person that you want to become, because again, you want to energetically align yourself with that goal. So again, I use this same journal, and I have a script right now that I wrote down, and it's okay if you're writing this down and you feel a little silly, because I understand, like, even though you know that you deserve more for yourself, it can still feel silly. I promise you that when you're writing your goals down and you're getting super specific and you're writing in I am statements, it's gonna feel good. And you're just like, it doesn't even matter if it sounds crazy. An example of what you can write is, I've manifested so many trips. I really have. I've manifested living in Paris for 3 months. I've manifested New York City trips. I've manifested like so many different things. Obviously not just trips, but for instance, if you want to manifest a trip, you're gonna write down, I go to New York City frequently with the love of my life, and I am so grateful that I get to experience the city and all that it has to offer. I don't know, that's just like something that I literally came up with on the top of my head. Or maybe you're wanting to even manifest something like clear skin, which was something that I was manifesting and I have achieved, which is amazing. You're going to write something down like, I have beautiful clear skin and I feel so good within my body. I feel so good within my own skin. Just really get specific and write down how that thing makes you feel. And you really just, the more clear you get, the better. I think every time you read this, you want to evoke emotion. That is the most important thing, is feeling good. So if you don't necessarily believe it first time around, come back every single day and read your script and read it out loud and just feel like you are that person. Sometimes you gotta go for like 30 days and just keep rereading your script, and don't be desperate about it. That's the complete opposite of where we want to operate in, because when you're desperate, that's when you have the mindset of like, I'm not going to be happy until I have that thing, which is not what we want. We actually want to come from a place of, I love where I'm at right now, but I know that I'm capable of more, and I quite literally am that person. I am my future self, and I just know it's all going to work out for me. Yeah, sometimes it will take you like a minute. It take you 30 days to maybe 60 days to reread the script and truly feel like you're that person. But I promise you that over time, it will get easier and easier. And the next thing that I do is vision boards. And I love vision boards. I don't care how you do it. Do what works for you. If you want to literally cut out photos and glue them on a cork board, like, do that. I personally like digital vision boards. I love creating vision boards. I'm such a visual person in general. So I love going on Canva and literally just making a collage of all of the things that I want to achieve. And there's a difference between a vision board and a mood board. A mood board is like aesthetic photos that, yes, those are cool too, because they could make you still feel good, but you don't want to focus so much on stuff that is super aesthetic, because it might not even be what you're looking for, you know? Like, just because a picture is pretty, that doesn't mean that that's what you want to manifest. So you are going to put on your board exactly what you want. If you want to manifest a trip to New York City, which is, I'm using that example because that's what I wanted. I'm literally going to New York City next month. I manifested that for myself, and it's in the works, obviously, because I haven't gone yet, but I know that it's happening. And so you're going to put up a photo of New York City, of maybe you even want to Photoshop yourself in New York City. You get the drift. Like, you just want to get super specific about it. It's really easy to make collages on Canva. So you can also just type on YouTube how to make a vision board. And if you guys want me to show you how I make my own vision board, I can totally do a separate video about that, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And what I do is I will actually save it to my computer and make it my desktop photo. Every time that I'm opening my laptop, I am seeing my vision board, and I open my laptop every single day. I know that it's something that I'm going to look at every single day. If you want to print it out, put it everywhere. I don't care. Like, make sure that you are seeing it frequently though, because there's no point of making a vision board and then literally not seeing it at all, and you just wasted an hour of your time. So you really want to make sure that you are coming back to it every single day and it's making you feel really good. So after you do these steps, the process just really continues. Embrace the process and find joy in the process. If we just got everything that we wanted automatically, what's the point? We would not feel fulfilled in any way. We would not feel like we really accomplished anything. Look at this stuff every single day. Look at your vision board and your script and take your actionable steps, but don't be desperate. Just flow and know that it's coming. And when you're flowing through life, you feel really good. So if you're feeling stressed out all the time and you're just constantly like waiting and you're like, I don't know what the next step is going to be, that's not where you want to be. You need to like chill out and just do what you can and just trust yourself and trust the unknown. But just continue to educate yourself. Listen to inspiring podcasts, listen to TED Talks, read books, like do whatever makes you feel good and just keep learning every single day. And I love watching Abraham Hicks videos. I highly recommend checking them out if you don't know who they are. But also I really love, like I said, Dr. Joe Dispenza and all the science-backed evidence and just reading stuff that really makes me feel good. But gratitude is so important, feeling gratitude for the stuff that we have in our life right now and also for the stuff that's yet to come. Just feeling so much gratitude that life is working for you and the universe is on your side. It's like all about feeling good and taking action and just feel with your whole being that you're capable of amazing things and amazing things will come to you. So that is a little bit about how I have manifested some of the things that I have in my life. I just am so excited for you. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out. Again, I can totally share with you guys, how I make vision boards, or if you want me to get specific into anything in particular, just let me know, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.